Hello. The goal of this video is to provide a high-level overview of what Maven does without really delving into too much of the specifics. This is largely because I am doing a project that requires me to have some understanding of Maven, and I hope this is useful. Let's start with the purpose of Maven. Maven is a Java kind of project management application. The goal is to streamline a lot of the processes that would be inefficient and not productive if we were doing it manually on our own. These include managing and organizing our files, managing libraries, ensuring they're always up to date, and also building the Java program at the end. If we didn't have Maven or a similar program to do this for us, it would be very inefficient. For example, let's say we have 5 Java libraries that we need to use in a project. Without Maven or a similar program, we would have to say to our compiler, whatever we're using, I'm using VS Code, it's also a platform, etc. We would have to tell the platform program, hey, for my file, I am using these 5 libraries. I have to download all the 5 library files, and then these guys are for one project, one file. It becomes inefficient very quickly when we begin using multiple files as is standard in Java. For that purpose, Maven helps us streamline that by doing all of that itself. There's a structure for Maven files. You have, after you create a Maven file, you get a directory, which is a folder. Inside of your folder/directory, you have these 3 files. You have a pom.xml, you have an src, and you have a target file. Your POM is your project object model. It is essentially the sort of settings for your project. All of your data, the important data, not saying that these guys are important, but stuff like metadata, dependencies, so what libraries you're using, and then project coordinates, so your group ID, the project ID, etc., and also version. Those are kept in your POM. Your src, or source, contains 2 little subfolders, your main and your test. Your main folder is where your good code goes. So the code that you've decided you want to use in your final project, it goes into main. Test is where test code goes. So if you're testing out your project code, your stuff that you just really want to figure out the output of, that all goes in here. And in both main and test resources, you have non-Java files that are still needed for the project to run. So think images, other, compiling files as well. Those are stored in here and here respectively, your test resources and your main respectively. Your last bit is your target. This is a folder where temporary build artifacts are kept. So for example, when you compile Java classes, the JVMs are gonna give its classes out to target. Overall, this is the structure of Maven at a very, very basic, very high level. There are definitely more niche details as you go in, but for the purpose of getting a general introduction to Maven, this should suffice.